What is up, YouTube? I'm Rob from RP Model Railroads, and this might just be the most epic unboxing of custom Ephrata Valley Railroad train stuff yet. So let's not waste any time, crack this box open, and see what's inside. And to kick off this unboxing, we've got some custom painted workers for the railroad. These guys look fantastic. We've got 4 regular Ephrata Valley Railroad workers sporting dark red shirts with yellow stripes, hard hats. 3 guys have got blue jeans, and this guy here is wearing red pants. He's got a full red uniform on. Just check these guys out. Aaron hand painted these just like the other railroad workers he's done for me in the past, and then he also added bases to each one of them. And I gotta say, these turned out fantastic. And then here we have a shop worker. Shop worker being designated by the fact that he's got a green uniform with yellow stripes, and he's standing on something there with a toolbox or something in his hand. So yeah, these workers look fantastic. They're going to be a great addition to the roster. And here is EV82, Ephrata Valley Railroad's Ford High Rail Heavy Duty Utility Truck. Man, this thing looks awesome. So this right here is a Magnuson Models Ford that Aaron actually shipped to me to be spray painted earlier in the year. I even think it was in one of the earlier unboxings. And here it is, now 100% complete. Just check this thing out. This thing is phenomenal. So, of course, it's decorated in Ephrata Valley Dark Red, Heritage Red. But on the side, we've got MOW, Maintenance of Way. We've got a white stripe down the side, black diamond on the door. All of these things are hand-painted details. Up here on the roof, we've got a heavy-duty light bar, roof lights. The windshield and side windows have been painted along with the wiper blades. Up front, we've got a nice big white face with even the blue Ford logo there painted on, which looks nice. A big bumper on the front with some boxes and various equipment. And then there's the high rail gear, which in this case is in the down position so that this truck can be positioned on the tracks as if it's riding down the rails. Here's the passenger side of the truck. Once again, incredibly well done hand-painted details. The wheels look phenomenal. The silver detailing on the doors looks great. Man, this thing is fantastic. Once again, that nice big white stripe down the side, which is pretty eye-catching. And then as we move to the back of the truck, we've got turn signal, brake lights there, painted on. Big rear bumper with a big utility box, and we've got our second set of high rail gear in the back. This is definitely one of the best maintenance of way trucks that Aaron has painted for me for the Ephrata Valley Railroad. That is a fact. And I am so excited to finally see this thing finished. This thing is awesome. Man. And here is another epic EV maintenance of way truck. Check this thing out. So this here is the Magnuson Models Mac Maintenance of Way truck. This thing is fantastic. Once again, Aaron built this earlier in the year and then sent it to me to be spray painted this spring, and here it is, finally completed. This truck looks absolutely amazing. So here's the side of the truck. Just take in all the small hand painted details. We've got the black diamond there, EV. We've got Maintenance of Way track for the track department. We've got the crane here in the back, which has been hand painted black. Everything else has been painted black around the truck. And then as we move to the front end, we see that awesome Mac cab, which just looks fantastic. White face on the front, which is amazing. We've got a beacon light on the roof, roof lights, hand-painted windshield, the split in the windshield, the wiper blades, which looks fantastic. There's the big front bumper with some equipment up front. The front set of high rail gear. The wheels look fantastic, painted silver. Just check out that front end. This thing turned out absolutely amazing. And then here is the passenger side of the truck. The Mac looks even better on this side. We've got a ladder here leading up to the pieces of rail that are glued on top there, glued on top of the truck. We've got all kinds of details on the side of the cab, on the wheels, safety yellow all over the place, EV maintenance of way track. And then as we move to the rear end and top end of this Mack truck, that's where things really get awesome. As you can see, we've got pieces of brass rail track here. Aaron actually painted this brass because it got spray painted after the truck had been assembled and sent to me. It got spray painted, so this is actually painted brass. And I think that Aaron picked the perfect shade of brass-colored gold to match old HO scale rails. I think that was a nice addition. And as we see here on the rear end, we've got plenty more hand-painted details, rear bumper, and a complicated setup of high rail gear, and even a horn hook coupler on the rear, so that this mighty Mack could even pull some freight cars on the layout. This truck is amazing. This has got to be, hands down, the finest hand-painted maintenance of way truck that Aaron has done. And the Ford before it was awesome. This truck right here absolutely takes the cake. Again, both of these maintenance of way trucks look phenomenal, and they are definitely some of Aaron's best work as far as maintenance of way trucks go and fine detail painting. Man, these things are awesome. Okay, and here we have a humble, lifelike Ford 50s Ford dump truck that has been transformed into this Ephrata Valley maintenance of way dump truck. Just check this thing out. So we've got a nice bright safety yellow stripe down the side, EV MOW number 14 there, hand painted on the side, which looks nice. Some silver details, silver wheels. Here's the front end of this Ford dump truck, which looks amazing. We've got a white face, we've got all sorts of details to the headlights, turn signals, the detail right there in the front of the grille for the logo, high rail gear, which Aaron added, which looks fantastic. And then as we move to the passenger side of this 50s Ford dump truck, we've got, there's the high rail gear, we've got the same thing on this side, bright safety yellow stripe, which looks fantastic. The white face, again, this looks fantastic, especially on a truck of this age, meaning from the 50s, that's modeled in Ephrata Valley's maintenance of way team. And then on the rear end of the truck, no detail was forgotten. We've got turn signals and brake lights, and we've got the other set of high rail gear. This truck turned out fantastic. So what once was a humble, lifelike red dump truck has become a EV maintenance of way 50s Ford dump truck, and it looks fantastic. And here's another Magnuson Models truck completed for the EV's maintenance of way team. An 80s Chevy square body crew cab utility pickup truck, high rail utility truck. This thing looks fantastic. So here is the driver's side. You can see safety yellow details here at the bottom of the doors, black diamond on the doors, number 75, MOW for maintenance of way back here on the toolbox. And then as we move up front, you can see that nice white face on the front end of the square body. We've got front bumper there, which looks fantastic. Supposed to be a PA tag there, painted on the front, which is a nice touch. Beacon light on the roof. All hand-painted windows and windshield, which is nice. The front high rail gear. And then as we move to the passenger side, again, no detail was left unfinished on this. Aaron did a fantastic job. Once again, safety yellow on this side, number 75. These wheels look fantastic, as does the entire truck, really. All the hand-painted details just look great. And then on the rear end, we've got black on top of the utility boxes, the toolboxes, which look nice. And then we've got another PA tag back here where it belongs, which looks great. The second set of high rail gear and the rear bumper, painted black, taillights, all that good stuff. So yeah, this Magnuson Models Chevy truck is going to be a nice addition to the Ephrata Valley's maintenance of way team. Looks fantastic. This rig looks awesome. What we have here is a rather amped up Hot Wheels tanker truck as a fuel truck for the Ephrata Valley's maintenance of way team. A high rail fuel truck, I should say. Check this thing out. So Aaron painted this entirely, and he did an awesome job. Not only on the spray paint, but of course on the fine painted details. Just check this thing out. Here's the driver's side of the truck, and as you can see, we've got fuel, MOW, maintenance of way, a nice bright yellow stripe there down the side. The wheels have been painted silver. Up here on the cab, we've got the smokestacks painted silver. We've got some details here on the gauges on the side of the tank, which looks nice. EV black diamond logo on the door, which is a very small addition, but looks fantastic. Then as we move to the business end of this Hot Wheels Peterbilt, we've got a nice white face, which looks great with hand-painted headlights and turn signals. We've got hand-painted roof lights up here, horns, which looks fantastic. And then there's the big front bumper with a flammable tag. That's a very nice small addition. Looks great. High rail gear, which looks fantastic. And then as we move to the passenger side of this Hot Wheels fuel tanker, we've got the same details on this side. Once again, we've got some nice details on the gauges on the side of the tank. Black diamond that says EV there on the door. Number 47 stenciled on the front end there by the nose of the truck. Safety yellow down here below the door, which looks fantastic. And then as we move to the rear end, once again, Aaron left no detail unfinished. We've got this yellow ladder painted back here, flammable logo that Aaron hand-painted. This he hand-painted. We've got 2 fire extinguishers, tail lights, turn signals, and a big rear bumper with some sort of toolbox down here, the second set of high rail gear, and yes, the hoses do come out of the back of the truck, which is a great feature of this old Hot Wheels. So, yeah, this looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. What a transformation of an old Hot Wheels Peterbilt tanker truck into this epic Ephrata Valley Peterbilt high rail fuel tanker. This thing looks amazing. Wow. Alright, and here we have 2 more important worker figurines for the Ephrata Valley's team. Over here on the left, we've got who is known as Angry Bob. Angry Bob is considered to be the yard boss and is notoriously raising his fist as he's yelling at workers aboard the Ephrata Valley Railroad. And now he has a clipboard to go along with his appearance, which looks fantastic. So on the left we have Angry Bob, and over here to his right we've got his ultimate competitor, Mr. OSHA, or Mr. O'Shaw if you want to be specific. And he's got a rather large blowhorn here so that he can also scream above Angry Bob. He's got an orange hard hat, and he, of course, unlike Angry Bob, who is wearing the normal worker uniform, Mr. OSHA has got a fancy white shirt on, dress shirt, tie, dress pants. So this is going to be more or less a tongue-in-cheek scene on the Ephrata Valley Railroad. Both of these guys, Angry Bob and Mr. OSHA, are definitely going to be seen around the layout, so be sure to keep your eyes out for these guys. Alright, now we're getting into some new train additions for the Ephrata Valley Railroad. This, of course, is a Tyco reefer that Aaron spray painted and decorated for the EV. So in the backdrop on the layout there is what is known as the Ephrata Valley Dairy Company, and there are already 2 or 3 cars, dairy cars, in the Ephrata Valley roster. So here we have a nice white Tyco reefer that's been repainted for the dairy, and this is unlike any of the previous Tyco reefers that are in the roster right now. Black EV Diamond, dairy, EV 586. Just a nice plain Jane white reefer car decorated for the Ephrata Valley Dairy Company. This is fantastic. And I am a big fan of Tyco's reefer design, so this is going to be a nice addition to the fleet. Here is a new maintenance of way crane for the Ephrata Valley Railroad. So this thing actually originally started life as one of those old lifelike plastic cranes, which I'm sure you'll be able to clearly see based upon the cab and also the crane itself. But Aaron did some really heavy kit bashing to this to imitate a model of a real railroad crane, and it turned out really awesome. And to see it in person, you have to really see it to appreciate the amount of kit bashing that went into this. So obviously you can clearly see the main parts that are part of a old lifelike crane, like the boom and the cab. But if we look at the cab here, we've got some pretty incredible little details, like these 2 roof lights up here. Obviously some white paint on the front of the cab, which is a nice touch. We've got a beacon light here, and then on the back end, which I'm going to get to a little bit further, besides the stack, we also have a light setup here. Of course, EV here on the side, and then this base is entirely kit-bashed. And you might be wondering what Aaron used. Well, he actually used a old Tyco dummy made in Austria, or in fact this one says made in Hong Kong, plastic dummy truck from an F9 or something like that. And he took that, and then he kit-bashed an entire base for this crane, so that basically it's a dummy crane that can roll around the layout. And I gotta say, it turned out absolutely fantastic. I mean, if you take a look, you can't even tell, looking at it from this angle, that it's actually a Tyco truck that's under here. That's the base of this crane. It's entirely kit-bashed. We've got X4 here, some hand-painted safety yellow, which looks nice. Around the front of this small maintenance of weight crane, we've got a wheel there, horn hook coupler, and then here's the opposite side of the crane. Once again, all sorts of attention to detail there with silver around the windows, EV, X4 down here with the lettering, and then of course also the safety yellow painting, which looks fantastic. And then as we move to the rear end of the crane, that's where things get really interesting. We've got, of course, more lettering here. The entire back of the cab of the crane is white. We've got yellow here, yellow toolbox. We've got a orange and black striped section here, which is nice. We've got lights on the rear end of this thing. So yeah, this crane has been pretty heavily kit-bashed. It's been pretty heavily kit-bashed. Now the thing I look forward to testing is just how well this thing tracks around the layout. So that should be interesting. But even still, it's going to be a great addition to areas in the yard and scenes around the layout in the future. So a lot of work was put into this, transforming it from a humble, lifelike plastic construction crane into this self-rolling, dummy, mini maintenance of weight crane, which is pretty much what it is. This thing looks awesome. It really turned out super cool.